Welcome to the first episode of Chosen, the Entrepreneur Series. In this channel, I tell the stories of some of the lesser-known entrepreneurs of this world. It's now mid-2020. The coronavirus has become widespread, affecting businesses across the world. US-China political tensions is at its all-time worst. Yet despite all of this, one Chinese company seems to have risen above and exploded to the world stage. The company I'm talking about is NIO, the electric car company based in China, recently brought into the spotlight as the stock price skyrocketed from $2 just half a year ago to $15 recently. But what doesn't get mentioned very often is the man behind this company, who's chosen to remain relatively low profile. Which is why in today's video, I'm going to share with you the story of the serial entrepreneur, the billionaire, the investor, the founder and CEO of NIO, William Li. On August 9, 1974, William Li Bin was born in a small village located in Taihu County of the Anhui province of China. His father worked in a coal mine, and his mother worked in a garment factory in Nanjing City, 300 kilometers away from home. For the most part of Li's childhood, he was raised by his grandparents and uncle. The village was poor. In fact, it was so poor it wasn't until Li turned the age of 10 that the village had electricity and cement roads. Li was accustomed to hard work at a young age. Since he was 6 years old, he would get up early in the mornings and perform a variety of manual farm labor. And as he entered his teenage years, he helped run his grandfather's local convenience store, where he began to develop a business mind. His parents had modest expectations for him. Instead of attending university, they hoped Li would attend a technical school so he would have the skills to find a job after. However, William had his sights set far beyond his parents' expectations. By the age of 17, he achieved the highest score in the national university entrance examinations in his province and was admitted to Peking University, the top-ranked university in the country. During his time there, unlike most university students, William pursued not one, but 3 undergraduate degrees, namely in sociology, computer science, and law, with computer science being his strongest field of study. It became apparent to him that information technology and computer programming was what he would later want to pursue as a career. While attending university, Li had very little time to spare on hobbies and recreation. He once recalled having to take 17 exams in 1 week, where he would literally run from one exam venue to another. On top of his studies, William also worked 50 different part-time jobs, with roles ranging from being a tutor to sales to working as a computer programmer. The 1990s of China was characterized by rapid economic development. Following double-digit growth in the industrial and agricultural sectors, the internet age was on the rise. In William's final year of university, he sought to take advantage of this opportunity and hence founded his first company, called Beijing Antarctic Technology Development Company, and it was also one of China's first internet companies amidst the internet boom. But it wasn't until June of year 2000 when the internet had reached a higher level of maturity before Li founded a company that would later make his first fortune. That company was called BitAuto, also known as Yiche in Chinese. It was an online car review website that has since evolved into the nation's top marketing platform for the purchasing and selling of used cars. Now it generates over $1.7 billion a year and has commercials played in many of China's most watched television networks. But the journey to the top was not without obstacles and difficulties. Within the year of inception, the small company lost over $500,000 and the founding investors wanted out. A young William at age 26 made the decision to buy out all of his co-founders' shares. When asked in hindsight why he did it, his honest answer was, quote, "When I was deciding whether to take the risk, I thought the worst case scenario was the company would fail and I would just have to find a job to repay the debt in the next 5 to 6 years. It was something I'd be okay with." He added, "I felt confident enough that I was capable of solving the issues we were facing and eventually turning the company around." And that he did. In November of 2010, by the age of 36, Li took BitAuto public on the New York Stock Exchange. BitAuto might have took him 10 years to go public, but his next venture, Yixin, a company that facilitates auto financing to consumers, merely took him 4 years. Just like that, in 2017, William Li took another one of his companies public, this time on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. In 2014, just a few years before Yixin went public, William was already a billionaire, having an estimated net worth of $1.5 billion according to Forbes. But money was never his ultimate goal, and so he would decide to take on his most ambitious venture yet. Taking decades of experience in the automotive and technology industry, William set his eyes on building a revolutionary and innovative electric car company. Backed by China's most elite entrepreneurs of the 21st century, Pony Ma of Tencent, Richard Liu of JD.com, Lei Jun of Xiaomi, and William Li himself, NIO was born. The company describes itself as a global startup, bridging talents from across the world. It has a design team in Munich, software development team in Silicon Valley, vehicle performance team in London, and headquartered in China's largest financial hub, Shanghai. Now, in 2020, only 6 years since William Li founded the company, NIO has a lot to show for it. Winning a Formula E championship in 2015, building the world's fastest autonomous supercar, the NIO EP9, introducing their flagship vehicles, the ES8, the ES6, and EC6 in 3 consecutive NIO days, the company's PR launch event, which featured global music artists including Bruno Mars.
Hey everyone, my name is Bruno Mars and I'm performing at NIO Day 2018.
It's my favorite singer, Bruno Mars. I love him so much.
And Imagine Dragons. In September of 2018, NIO was listed on the New York Stock Exchange, making this William's 3rd company that gone public, ultimately driving the company's stock price to new record highs in 2020 despite the coronavirus pandemic. The company now has a market cap of over $14 billion. William Li's achievements in the electric car industry has often resulted in the media pitting him against Elon Musk, the genius billionaire owner of Tesla. To that regard, Li has said in multiple interviews that he has nothing but respect for Musk and praises for what Tesla has done in terms of pioneering the smart EV. But William has reiterated in a number of interviews that his company is differentiated from Tesla in many ways, including those areas that have traditionally been Tesla's pain points. And in this video, we'll take a look at a few of these areas. NIO has often been praised for having exceptional customer service by both potential and existing owners. This has built the company a reputation for offering an incredible user experience. Take a look at the company's beautifully designed NIO house, where owners can gather and relax over a cup of coffee, let their kids have fun in one of their playrooms, or even in some cases, propose to their life partners. Exceptional customer service can also be seen in the little things. In this clip taken from the YouTube channel Car Reviews Tao, you'll see a service representative accommodate Tao's request to select even the color of the vehicle in which he'd like to test drive. Not a request you'd normally be able to make at a traditional dealership simply going for a test drive. And in this following clip, provided by NIO owner Hua Li, is further evidence that the company goes above and beyond in their customer service. It shows the owner receiving a batch of surgical masks sent by the NIO team during the peak of the coronavirus pandemic, when such items were in short supply.
Can we try Nomi? 把音乐关掉好吗？
怎么了？搞定了。
Wow, cool.
She understands
Yeah,
me.
sure.
Nomi is an avatar of artificial intelligence. She'll entertain you with a music playlist, adjust the temperature,
来一张自拍吧。
or snap a selfie on command.
You can see.
好的，拍照。Nomi。
Yeah. Okay.
As perfectly demonstrated by 60 Minutes, NIO's built-in AI assistant Nomi is second to none when it comes to understanding in-car voice commands. Many NIO drivers have stated that Nomi is a feature that they use daily, unlike the voice command features in the cars of legacy automakers, which in most cases are still unreliable to this day. Here's an interesting fact about Nomi. On the stage of NIO Day 2019, William asked Nomi which music singer was played the most in his fleet of cars. Based on owners' data accumulated by Nomi, it answered Jem, who is one of the country's most popular female singers. Nomi then proceeded to surprise the audience by introducing their favorite singer on stage to perform 3 of her hit songs. All of this in effort to realize William's mission to provide the best user experience for its owners. This video was taken by a NIO owner during a road trip. The video records the actual time it takes for NIO to swap out a car's depleted battery for a fully charged one. This is yet another area in which Li differentiates his company from Tesla. Since charging times is still a concern for most EV owners, NIO has created a network of battery swap stations throughout the country. This way, drivers can recharge their EVs even quicker than the time it takes for an ICE car to refuel at a gas station. This option has become the preference for many NIO owners. In order to give his users the best experience possible, William even pays attention to the slightest detail, from making sure that the floor tiles in his showrooms are sparkling clean to his NIO Day debuts, where he is heavily involved in making sure everything on stage is to absolute perfection. And in this regard, it would be fitting to draw comparisons with the legendary Steve Jobs of Apple.
The exit signs need to be off or we're not going to get a full blackout.
We've spoken to the building manager and the fire marshal.
And?
There's absolutely no way they're going to let us turn the exit signs off.
I'll pay whatever the fine is.
The fine is they're going to come in and tell everyone to leave.
You explained to the fire marshal that we're in here changing the world.
I did, but unless we can also change the properties of fire, he doesn't care.
If a fire causes a stampede to the unmarked exits, it'll have been well worth it for those who survive. For those who don't, less so, but still pretty good.
Look,
I need it to go black. Real black. Get rid of the exit signs and don't let me know how you did it.
While most would agree William has not achieved the level of influence of that of Steve Jobs, but his ultra-intense focus on detail, as well as his work ethic, definitely draws some similarity between the two. Which brings us to the final chapter of this video, William's personal life. With all that Li has accomplished in his professional career, he's often asked how he manages his time between work and family. Li's stance on the matter is that he doesn't believe a well-balanced lifestyle is possible for an entrepreneur, especially at such an early stage of a startup. He dedicates the majority of his time to his company and lets his supporting wife do most of the work at home. William's wife is a well-accomplished news anchor in China's CCTV network. She was once asked by the media on how she feels about the lack of time Li spends with his family. To that, she replied that she would much rather have a husband that can many years later proudly face their sons and say to them, "Look, Daddy was able to go out there and make his dreams a reality, and so can you." Being this type of role model for their kids, she thinks, far exceeds the value of simply spending a lot of time with them. William Li is also well known for not being extravagant in any way. Unlike other billionaires, he doesn't have a private jet to take him city to city. Instead, his favorite form of cross-country travel is the high-speed train. He is indifferent as to whether he sits in first class or economy class, nor does he have preference for the quality of food that he consumes. In fact, it's famously known Li chooses not to own any real estate property. He says, quote, "Aside from a small 500 square feet apartment I bought for my kids so that they could be near school, I don't own any property. I think owning such a luxury would distract myself from my goals, not to mention the high opportunity cost that comes with." A similar comparison can be drawn with Elon Musk, who's also famously tweeted before that he would sell most of his physical possessions. And after his tweet, he explained on Joe Rogan's podcast.
I think possessions kind of weigh you down. They're kind of an attack vector. You know, people say, "Hey, billionaire, you got all this stuff." Like, well, now I don't have stuff. Now what are you gonna do?
Attack vector meaning like people target it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. But you're obviously you're gonna rent a place?
Yeah.
Okay.
It certainly is interesting how some of the world's most successful billionaires are such unorthodox thinkers. What do you guys think about William and Elon's decision to not own any property? Let me know in the comments section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Apart from being a serial entrepreneur, Li is also regarded as a successful investor. One of his most well-known investments in recent years was Mobike, the disruptive bike-sharing company that was acquired by Meituan Dianping for $2.7 billion in 2018.
What do we do if we're stuck in a traffic jam?
Ride bicycle.
Ride bicycle. What kind of bicycle do we ride?
Mobike.
Mobike.
Aside from Mobike, Lee says he has many ideas he wishes can be realized. However, it's not possible for him to do everything on his own as his time is only so limited. So instead, he likes to invest in companies he believes in so he can allow himself to fully immerse all of his time and attention into NIO. William believes the road ahead is a long and difficult one, and it will likely take another decade before NIO will realize its mission. However, with a leader like William Lee behind the company, one can only imagine the company will persevere and embark a bright future. I hope you found this video interesting and enjoyed the slightly different style of storytelling. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you could smash the like button and click subscribe to show your support in growing this channel. Please stay tuned for more videos in the future where I cover the stories of some of the lesser known entrepreneurs of this world. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.